You're frozen and I can't hear you. There you are.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear
There we
you
go.
loud
For some
and
reason,
clear, darling.
something. How funny. My system muted itself.
Well, I think as long as that's all we're going to have tonight, that's great. Oh dear. There
That's
we go.
exactly right.
Now you've got your
Rebecca, you have
hour
not
on to be
missed out tonight. We're in business now.
That's good.
I'm glad Barbara's here to tell me to put my crown on. All right. So, Danina, do you want to give us a little bit of a rundown on who you are, what you do, and what sort of readings you actually like from our people here? Questions.
Okay. Well, hi, everyone. My name's Danina. I'm the Futurist Psychic. I specialise in the future, specialise in getting you from where you are to the future. I'm a clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant, all the clairs. I've been doing this professionally now for over 40 years and absolutely love it. And I live in Wollongong, but I travel all over. Was travelling overseas up until COVID hit. So now spending more time online. What else can I tell you? My type of readings, you can be very specific. The more detailed questions you ask them, the more information they're going to give you. So if you're looking for a general, tonight's not your night. If you're looking for something wide-ranging like my love life, tonight's not the night. Like, you can be specific. There's not many psychics out there who can be specific, who can be detailed. So take the opportunity. This is, having a packet of Tim Tams that never run out. You get something that you ask for, I'm not going to give everyone Tim Tams. It's just a saying, But I just want to be able to answer a question for you. I'm sorry if I'm not going to be able to get to everybody. We will try and get through as many people as we can. If you want to know more, if I answer a question you want to know more, please go to the Futurist Psychic on Facebook or on my webpage. I'm sure Eileen usually puts those connections down in the chat. Yep. And I would love to be able to answer them in more detail. So bring on your questions. I am raring and able to go. So who do we have first? Which question would you like to answer? Put up for me, Eileen.
Let me see. Oh, Deeka says she loves the banner in your background.
Oh, thank you, Deeka.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Thank you, darling.
Hopefully this is clicked on the right one.
Is my grandson going to come live with me and will I find happiness? That's 2 questions. All right, my darling. That's sneaky. We're trying to get one question for everybody, but let's see what information they give you. Honey, as much as you would love to have your grandson come live with me, I don't feel like it's your choice. I feel like there are other forces, other people who are making those decisions, and I kind of feel that you've been left at the bottom of the list, even though you are the most ideal person to have your grandson living with you. My message to you from them is don't give up. There is a fight, and I feel like there's a lot of hoops. It's like a lot of red tape. It's like the squeaky wheel syndrome. The more you push, the more you put up your hand, the more concerned you are, the more information that you provide them, the more talking that you do. I feel that eventually you will be able to make that happen, but just sitting back and thinking it's going to happen isn't going to make it happen. So they're saying not without a lot of effort. And you know, you're a good mum and you're a great, even greater grandmother, and you deserve to be given the chance to take care of this darling boy who really would gain greatly from your love and your support. So the short answer is no. If you do nothing about it, I feel like you've really got to fight for him and convince them. And it's having to convince. It's like having it just feels like a lot of red tape. So it's not going to be easy. I feel like you've got an advisor or a counselor, someone that in your court, someone who will stand up for you, will not in a court. I'm not saying in court. I'm just saying who will stand up for you and support your desire to have your grandson live with you. Will you be happy, honey? I feel like that happiness about not being on your own, and you're such a strong cookie, and you tend to do everything on your own, and you tend to help everybody else except yourself. And they're saying that even when you have people around you, you feel very alone. It's like not finding someone that's on the same wavelength as you. And nobody else can make you happy. Only you can make you happy. And I just feel that you do and worry and for everybody else, and you don't spend time on actually enjoying your life, of doing things that are joyful. I don't mean taking care of children or grandchildren. I mean not taking for granted the day that you have already, not what's going to come, but what can you do in your day to make you happy today. Now, it could be a facial, it could be having a massage, it could be sitting in the garden or the sunshine, catching up with a friend. These are happy moments. These are happy things that you should be doing. If you want to know further on relationship and things, maybe you need to actually book in a full reading for that. But only you can find the happiness little things first, and that's their message to you tonight. So hang in there. There's a bit of work. I'm getting August for your grandson, but so it's not something very, very quickly. And it's sort of stop, start. I feel like April, and then something pushed back or something not being done, and then August. But you've got to keep putting the effort in and play the squeaky wheel. And the squeaky wheel will always be attended to first. So the more you jump up and down, the more you will get things your way. So thank you so much for your question, and I look forward to answering some more questions now.
Awesome. There we go.
2 questions again.
Another 2.
Another 2 questions, Liz. I didn't say everyone asked 2 questions tonight. We're not setting a precedence, okay? 1 question, please. Otherwise, we don't get to fit everybody in. My goodness. All right, Liz, thank you so much for your message and question. I would love to know if I will get a permanent job where I am now, please. Okay, so I think with JobKeeper and all the things that are going on with businesses right now, there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of not knowing where their businesses are going to go because it's about to be removed. And I feel when I open up on the company that you're working for, I feel a lot of uncertainty. I feel a lot of, oh, how are we going to fix this? What are we going to do? And I can see that they're very happy with you. I can see that you're a breath of fresh air. I see that it's almost like a new broom sweeps clean. You know, you've got a way of doing things and a way of being the person that you are, that I think you are being appreciated for what you do, even though they may not show it in the way that you would like. So I don't think there's a lot of change before July. End of June, early July. Like, I'd say about the 7th of July is kind of what they're showing me. That they will be more certain about their changes. They'll be more certain about where they're headed because of COVID. And I feel like there'll be I can see a new contract being offered, and it's better than what you have. So the short answer to your question is, will you get a permanent job? And there will be one offered to you. I feel there'll be some toing and froing in that contract. There'll be a couple of things that you're not quite happy with, and you need to speak up. You know, this is your chance to actually get what it is you want as far as a package is concerned. But work is very stable there. I feel that doesn't mean don't turn up to work and think you can do anything. Just keep being your gorgeous, lovely self and doing what you do, which is 110% more than most people that work there. And you are being recognised for that, even though it may not feel that you're being told that. So they certainly are considering it, but I think they're holding their cards close to their chest because they're all worried about where to go from here with the business as a whole concern. Yeah, I think that is very much the direction that they're showing me, but not after July. So between now and July, the 7th of July is actually the actual words I heard. And the lovers, you're certainly not going to be at home with 5 cats, darling. They're saying that on the cards, pardon the pun, there's definitely someone coming. If you want to know more details than that, I would love to read for you. But yes, not at home with 4 or 5 cats. And certainly not being on your own. But as far as who this person is, when they're coming and what they're doing, please book in for a reading, and I would love to be able to tell you all those things. But as far as your job's concerned, definitely there is a permanent job to be had, but not right this very second. So thank you for your question, Liz. And good luck.
It's going to.
Hi, Kate. What a gorgeous photo of you. That's such a beautiful photo. And what comes across to me is someone who's very loving and caring, who's been on the back burner, and you've been very selfless and you've also kept very quiet, trying to please everybody, and that hasn't worked. You know, it hasn't worked, and the other person that you have this child with is not listening, and you need now to yell the loudest. So going to see a lawyer, they're clapping, they're going, yay, you know, finally. You can't expect this other person to be doing the right thing for you. Does any process with a lawyer go smoothly? No. It's a tough road. It really, really is. But Kate, you deserve to speak up. You deserve to put up your hand and fight for your daughter. And I want you to, when you walk into the lawyer that they're showing me, there's 3 names on the door. So not saying that that's the one you're going, but the right one, the one that actually is going to be really be in your corner. When I'm looking at the door on the side, there's 3 names like Martin, Morrison, Jones. I'm not saying that that's the particular company. I'm just saying there are 3 names on the door. And that the person that you're going to deal with is feminine, but comes across very masculine, very strong, very short hair, very direct, not flowery, and tries to keep the emotion out of things. She knows how to play with the big boys, so she's not one to back down, and she's an angel, an absolute angel in your corner. So even though you might not initially feel like you've bonded, or that you feel that she's not there to be your best pal, okay? She's there to fight for you and fight for your daughter. So so it's not who am I pally wally with, who am I, and she'll be very, very clipped in her questions, and that's because she knows that there's very limited time, and she's firing questions at you, and you might feel like, oh my god, like, who is this woman? But she don't walk away from that, because when it comes to the crunch, when it comes to her getting what you want, which is your daughter, then she is the absolute best person in your corner. So if you walk into a solicitors and there's not 3 names, and that the person that you're seeing doesn't have short hair, is I won't say she's masculine, because she's still very striking. I just feel that she's used to being in a man's world, so she's very professional, very to the point, and she's not there sitting with you having a cup of tea, stroking your shoulder, saying it's all going to be okay. She's going to spend your money wisely. Yes, you just described my lawyer. Well, there you go. Honestly, honey, it will be okay. It's not going to it's going to be some work, but honestly, you will be extremely well prepared because of this lawyer, and she will definitely take it to your advantage. And I feel that, as difficult as it will be at times, that you'll get through it, and she'll be the best person to get you there. So thank you, Kate, for your question. Good luck, honey, and we look forward to hearing some outcomes. I would love to know if my daughter will be okay. She's had a rough time. When your child is going through a rough time, it's really tough, isn't it? It's like you just want to step in and just make it better. And some of the decisions that she's made has created some of what she's going through, and that's a lesson that unfortunately she has to learn. I want to say that there's possibly a level of depression there as well. I feel confused and conflicted as to not sure where I'm going when I open up about her. Sometimes when you're in an emotional state, it's hard to even believe or trust your own feelings and trust your own decisions. So it's really wonderful that you're there supporting her, really wonderful that you're You can't do it for her, though. These are things that's something that she's going to have to go through. I feel that she's at the worst of it, so I don't see anything else to make it worse. I feel that, they're showing me a rise up, so I feel that she can't get any lower. I feel that, it's definitely going to be a better situation as we keep going. You know what? She deserves to be loved and to be treated fairly and to be and not feel this way. And just having a mother's support is wonderful and family support, but I also feel like she needs someone professional to talk to. I feel like that extra support is needed to help her make the decisions that she needs to do. And a mother's love isn't going to do that. We don't all listen to our mums anyway. And our children don't always listen to us. So I just feel that supporting her to be getting someone else to talk to on a professional level would be really a wonderful thing for you to do to help her transition up to feeling a lot better than what she is. I'm getting by about the 18th of May. There's a turnaround. There's a pivot point where things actually start to improve. But she does need support. She does need someone professional to be talking to. Possibly a little bit of help medically on a depression level as well. Coincide between the two, I feel, is something that would help her greatly. But yes, she will get through it, but not without help. Okay. So thank you, Fiona, for your question. Much love to you and your darling girl, and just know that it's not going to get any worse. Okay, it's going to start getting better, and that's wonderful. Thank you. Oh, Jean. Okay, that's a big question. And there's a lot of psychics who don't answer. I'm amazed at actually some psychics when they do the lives. They don't answer medical questions. They don't answer baby questions. They don't answer marriage questions. They don't answer medium questions. And I think, well, what are you going to answer? Seriously. Like,
I think the same.
Like, so what if we get put on the spot? That's what we're here for, I'm never afraid of the information I get. In the sense of some information can be really sad. Some information can, it changes people's lives. Some in a good way, some in not so good. But honestly, you shouldn't, as a psychic, you should never be afraid to answer any question that's going to come our way. That's what we're here for. So, your darling husband, I want to say there's, at this stage, when I open up, they're still not final, as in there isn't a final decision. I feel like they're still searching. They're still trying to figure out what it actually is, or what they're looking for. So that at this point in time, the tests are not definitive. That means that the tests are still being tested on, or they just haven't been collated or collected. But at this very point in time, I'm just asking them outright. Okay, so the first thing they're saying is more tests. So this won't be the only test that they'll have, and I don't think there'll be anything definitive, and I think they'll be searching. They'll be looking at other things as well. They are showing me a minor surgery but it's more like a biopsy, more like a further biopsy. I know your worst fears are cancer, and I want to alleviate some of that fear, but there are some issues, there are some things that you're going to have to look at, but it doesn't feel like an all out, I'm very, very sorry, but this is the diagnosis. I don't see that being the definitive answer, but there are definitely some health issues, and I feel like more tests will be asked of him, and there will be a health management plan and some surgery to come. But they're not showing me chemo or radiation, which to me means not as bad as you think. So I hope that answers your question, Jean. It certainly doesn't feel that way, but I can certainly see some more tests coming. But he'll be okay. He's going to annoy you for a bit longer, that's for sure. Thanks, Jean. Thank you for your question. Good night. That's 3 questions.
It's one-upmanship, right?
One-upmanship. There'll be 4 next. You watch. Okay, honey.
Now that you've put it out there.
Yeah, I know. My fault, right? Okay, Rebecca. I feel like there's been a lot of fishing, a lot of it's like a mystery illness with you. I feel like there's all these different symptoms, and they all happen at different times, and then the next time it's something different. And I feel, I look at your doctor and I see the perplexity on their face. Like I don't know what's wrong, and so they're fishing. They're just trying to figure it out, and my stomach feels absolutely horrible. So I feel exhausted. I feel really, really tired. I feel like I go to sleep, wake up, and feel like I haven't slept. My throat's really dry. My mouth is really dry. And now I'm starting to get a headache. So there's lots and lots of different symptoms that they're showing me. It's not just one area. And I want to say that a lot of what you ingest, a lot of what you drink is affecting you as well. So I want to say that diet plays an extremely big part in how you're feeling. They're showing me the word celiac as a direction. So maybe have a look at some of those symptoms as to where some of the answer lies. And a lot of things are exacerbating on one on top of the other. And I don't know if heavy period means anything to you as well, because I feel all my lower area is crampy, and I haven't had that for a long time. So there's some other issues that are going on there. So it's not just one thing. But I think that looking at diet and having a look at what you're allergic to, I think would be a really good start. And I just feel that what you ingest is partly to blame for making you sick. I do see you getting better, but I can see more help with a naturopath than an actual doctor and medication. There's one reason why your ex is your ex. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten why they are your ex? They are your ex. You cannot rely on them. They couldn't rely on them when you were together. Why should you expect to rely on them when you're apart? This is not the person to be relying on. And you need to be looking at people who are really going to support you through this time. Okay, but you will get better, but it'll be a journey. And not necessarily through the medical doctor direction. I think a naturopath on board as well. And if you're unsure of a good naturopath, depending on where you live, please message me, and I do have some people on my books that I'm more than happy to recommend. So you'll have an answer before July. I know that, oh my God, that's still months away, but I feel confident in July. I feel like, oh, okay, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Things are starting to work. I'm actually feeling that I can tackle the world again, so which is a lot different to where you are feeling at the moment. So it is a challenge, but hopefully some of the things that they've talked about is a direction that you can take to start feeling a lot better. Thank you so much for your question, Rebecca. Have a nice evening, even though you may not be well. Okay, I'm picking up. Oh my goodness, Lisa, you're so fortunate. You could have actually died, they're telling me. Like, this is serious. This is not something, if you hadn't actually used your own intuition and know that there was something wrong, you there's some very serious consequences. And even with small things, it could have been so much worse. So I want to say to you that this incompetence is not little, that this incompetence is worth fighting for, and you damn well should be talking to lawyers. And everyone else is trying to push it under the carpet. And they're saying, no, this is serious, and this person needs to be put in their place. And the best way to do that is with money. And unfortunately, it's not an overnight thing, but it will be worth the struggle, worth having to go through it, worth the fight, more for the principle of the thing, not just the fact that you've had to go through it. The surgery that you're going to be having to fix the other surgery, what an amazing surgeon that you now have. They will not do the same mistakes. They know what they're talking about, and the work that they have to do to fix the incompetence is actually going to help you. So the report that comes from the current surgeon that you have now is going to give you the opportunity to really show up the first surgeon and just how incompetent that first surgeon was. So you have a warrior on your side, and that surgeon is definitely going to come in and not only repair what's been done, but the aftermath. Like, it'll be like a picnic. The recovery will be really, really good. Okay, nothing like. So start believing that it's going to work. Because the more you fear, the more fear happens. So it's going to be wonderful. Brilliant surgeon. Your recovery is actually going to be really, really good, better than you expected. I'm not saying you're going to be jumping out of bed and going to a nightclub, but you are 80% better than what it was after the recovery of the first surgery. So give yourself some time, though, and try. It's easy to say try not to worry, but honestly, you're in great hands. and it's going to be okay, and don't give up. This person needs to be brought to justice, and you need to be financially recompensed for the suffering that you have that you've had to endure. So Lisa, you absolutely deserve the absolute best. I have a gentleman that's annoying. No, I shouldn't say annoying. I have a gentleman here, a very fatherly figure, who's in your corner. You know, he's got the boxing gloves on, and it's like, yes, we're going to get in there and fight. So you know, he's punching my arm and saying, you know, make sure that she knows that she needs to fight this, because I can't take care of her anymore. So I just want to pass on that message to you, Lisa, and to actually urge you to not give up. Thanks, Lisa.
Awesome. You've got some beautiful comments in here from people saying how spot on you are, and you know, all the amazing things.
Oh, that's lovely.
Okay, I got.
Gosh, it must be an illness night tonight. Let me see if I'm sick, please. I'm still getting...
I was going to do other comments that were really significant.
Okay. Elisa. Or Alessa? I think it's Alessa. Is there any way... okay, is it? Oh, I should have worn my glasses. Is there any way, if you can see if I'm sick, please? I'm still getting no answers for it. Okay. The first thing they're telling me is your body is quite toxic, acidic almost. So either you're not drinking enough water, or a lot of the foods that you're eating are toxic to your body. Alkaline water would be absolutely perfect for you to be taking, and there are alkaline water machines that you can buy, but you can also, if you look on YouTube, how to make your own alkaline water, and at least start with that. But I just feel that I feel very acidic. Like almost a heartburny feeling, but I'm uncomfortable in my own skin. I feel nauseous all the time. I don't feel comfortable. I just don't feel comfortable at all. It's almost a bit like chronic fatigue, but you've been fighting it for a long time as well. And I just feel like there's no energy at all. So it's not nothing. Firstly, let me say that it's not nothing. You're not imagining it. It's not an imaginary something that you're going through. But the very first thing that they're telling me is that your body is acidic. So we need to flush that out. We need to be looking at foods and alkaline water that are actually going to remove that acidity that's in your body. I know that it sounds pretty strange, but Dr. Jason Fung, if you Google him, he's a kidney specialist. And so there's a connection to kidneys for me to bring him up. But he also talks a lot about intermittent fasting as a repair for your body. So there's a need for you to research on that level. And perhaps he wrote a book called The Obesity Code, which is not quite where your problem is, but to me, I'm getting kidneys as well, which makes sense if you're acidic too. But there's a reason why you need to research and perhaps look at some of the stuff that he's doing. Jason Fung, Fung. Yeah, you know who he is. That's why they're showing me him. Yes. So they're saying there's a combination of fasting, but I feel then that you need to be fasting longer, and that's the fact that you stopped. You know, obviously you've been shown that is the way for you, otherwise you wouldn't have that information already, but they're saying you need to keep going, you need to pursue, because it is definitely for you, not everybody, but for you, going to make you feel a lot better than what you are now. And so a lot of the answers that you need have to do with following that regimen, and you will be feeling so much better. But you need to address the acidity of your body, and the only way that you can do that is having a look at what you're eating that is acidic, and and perhaps looking at changing from normal water to alkaline water. I also see your zinc is very, very low, and vitamin B12. So that's definitely something that you also need to look at to help with your recovery. But it doesn't feel like any form of surgery. It just feels a management of your body better than what it is that you have been doing. So I hope that gives you some more information to get you started again. Thank you, honey. Oh, Megan, I'm so sorry for your loss. I know what it's like to lose a parent, and it's like a gaping hole. And now that you've lost both parents, I cannot imagine the pain that you're feeling. And I have this overwhelming push of love that is surrounding me, and I just I think your mum's quite surprised that you're here and that you're asking the question, and that you're and so she's speaking very, very quickly. I don't know if that is something that's the way that she would normally be, but she's like it's very overwhelming. She's very happy. The first thing that she wants to tell you is she's not alone. And I think she missed your dad quite a lot. I think that a part of her was removed when your dad passed away, and so there's this joy of being together, even though they may not have seen eye to eye all the time. There is this lovely, I am not alone. Okay. And she's telling me that you keep finding things of hers, or are you going through some stuff of hers at the moment? Because I feel all these memories, and it's touching something, and there's a memory, and it's okay to not have all her things sorted. It's okay for you to want to still, I just feel that there's no rush, and you need to not have to try, and you're normally, I feel like you're normally very organized, and then we do this and that's got to be put there, and at the moment I feel that that's you not being you. You're allowed to grieve, you're allowed to not be super mum, you're allowed to not have to have all the answers and be doing all the right things. You are allowed to grieve, and mum misses you so much, and she knows that you miss her. She's saying, I want to say that the car is a place that she likes to be. Either you spend inordinate amount of time driving in the car from place to place, and that's why she likes being with you in the car, or that's one of the only times that you're by yourself, and that's have her time with you. But I don't know why she's showing me a little crucifix. It's almost like a child's size. It's not really big. Or was it a gift that was given to you when you were much younger? I don't know why she's quite showing me that, but um, I think the overwhelming thing, other than love for you and that she misses you so much, is the fact that she's with your dad. I'm your dad's quite used to being in the background, but he's also sending his love. Um, with dad, I feel no pain. I feel that there's no more pain. So maybe before he passed, he was a lot more ill when he passed, and with mum, there's this overwhelming that she did fight to stay, to not leave, but I just think her body had other ideas, but she really did want to stay for you, um, but she just wants to let you know that she's as happy as she can be. She sees you all the time. She sees everybody else. She still knows what's going on. She's still watching you when you drive and having an opinion. She's still watching you in the kitchen. Maybe you don't do it quite her way, but you're doing the best that you can. And she's sending you so much love. Both of them are sending you so much love, Megan. And I don't know if she called you Megs or there's something. I just heard Megs. So I'm not quite sure who that came from, but I got Megs, not Megan. But sending you so much love, honey. Thank you.
All right. Screen scrolled on. You know how you love 2 questions?
Hi, Erin. I would love to know what you see in the next few months for me personally. Well, it's a general question, but we will try and see if there's anything that comes up on that one. And will we get that little family getaway? All right. So I feel like, as far as little family getaway, it's like third time lucky. We've organised it this time, and then that happened, and we organised it that time, and they had, and it's like, oh my god, and is it ever going to? And then laughing, and it's probably going to be fifth time lucky, not even third time lucky. I just feel like, it's always something that changes the time. So I want to say, big yes, you will have that family getaway. Not maybe the big one that you had planned, thanks COVID, but certainly a chance for the family to meet. And it just feels like, okay, they're here, they're there. So it'll be here. And that way it makes it easy for everybody. There's a celebration of some kind around that time, whether it's someone's birthday or an event. And that's something to look forward to. And everybody needs notice. So pick someone's birthday or someone's big event and work around that. and it will be whoever's event it is as close to them, and everyone else will just have to make do. Everyone else will just have to travel. But I just feel that yes, and it will be wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Where you're staying, what you're doing, and everyone being together, it's going to be worth it, and absolutely worth it. Um, and someone in the family will actually make a decision to move to that area, so wherever that is. So that's a nice bonus that comes out of that as well. um, I feel a very strong sense of time just getting away from you, Erin. I just feel there's not enough hours in the day, and I think that's everybody at the moment. Um, but I want to say that you do need to make some time for you at some part of the day. Don't be running around for doing like you're normal for everybody else. Um, I feel like you'll take up something new, or you need to take up something new, especially between now and May, and that will become a passion for you, and there's some joy in that. So you need to start thinking about, what can I do for me? What's on my bucket list of learning or doing that I do not do, and make the time for that. And you're going to meet some wonderful new people that are going to make what it is that you decide to do really joyful and really loving it, and it's just for you. And there's a whole new group of people to meet and be great friends with, and I feel that's kind of what you need. I think you're everything for everybody and there for everybody, and you need to sort of really really make that time for yourself. So enjoy your getaway, it'll be fabulous. Thank you, Erin.
Awesome.
Okay, I want to address the second part of your question. Your new position, it's still very, very new, so you're quite reticent in telling everybody, these are my issues, this is what I'm going to be dealing with. And I feel like you're holding off saying everything, and I kind of feel if you nip that in the bud and actually start voicing now, you're not going to lose your job. You're not. Don't feel. But they need to know. They need to be able to work around. And I feel like they're accommodating. I feel like they, as long as they know the circumstances early enough, can do something about it. So don't feel like you can't change to rock the boat. I think they need you more than you need them at the moment. So it's a good opportunity to actually not lay down the law and saying this is what I need, but certainly be asking the questions and trying to come to a solution that's best for the both of you. So it will definitely be a work in progress, and and out of it will be an outcome that you will both be happy. But if you don't speak up soon, and they're kind of saying over the next 8 days, so the sooner that you can talk about what's going on with your family and how you can get some help to because this situation isn't going to be forever. But as long as they've got forewarning and foreknotice, then they can help you. I think if you drop it on them when it's really drastic, I don't think you're going to get the same pleasant, helpful response. So if you can start talking about things now, they will work with you to get the best way of being able to help with your family circumstances. With your daughter, honey, I want to say that that your intuition is correct, that it's not nothing. Okay, that's the first thing, that you are right, that you know that there's something not quite right. And it'll take them a little while to figure out what that is. And some of the results will come back conclusive and they'll be able to start doing something about that. But there's a couple of other things that you have an intuition for that you need to speak up to get extra help on that level. So I wouldn't say that you're getting an all clear, that there are some things that need to be addressed, and you've caught things early. That's the most important thing. Using your intuition. Mums know best when it comes to their children. They know when there's something wrong, and but I feel like you've nipped it in the bud enough for things to be able to be fixed and in the right direction. So and there are further tests for other things, but you'll get on top of it, and she certainly be a lot healthier than what she is right now. But you're on top of it. It'll be okay. You're in the right hands. You're getting the right tests, and there's more to come. But it will be sorted, and there is a recovery and a management plan, and that's really, really important. So. It's not heavy. I don't want you to worry. I just want you to know that it's not nothing, okay? But you are on the right track. Thanks, Nissa. Look at all these wonderful mums worried about their children. Isn't that lovely?
I love them. It's beautiful. And now we have the reverse.
Sharon, I feel like God, I feel like I've been hit by a bus. Actually, there's no other way to describe how I'm feeling. I get given the medical conditions or the symptoms of things when people ask. So it really does feel like I've been hit by a bus, but it's I feel I'm in shock. Like I feel the news is shocked, and I'm feeling very overwhelmed. So I'm picking up Mum being very overwhelmed, and you as well, and it's like, oh my God, how do you eat an elephant? And it's like one bite at a time. Let's go through each test. Let's do everything that we need to do. At the moment, it feels like it's the whole elephant, and it's a bit hard to ingest, a bit hard to take in, and but it's not. Mum's a fighter. There's no other ifs, buts, wheres, whys. Mum's a fighter, and she will surprise a lot of people in the strength that she has. Very strong woman, and almost to a point where she can be her own worst enemy, because she's doesn't like to listen to what the doctors are saying, or doesn't want to believe the things that the doctors want her to do. But you're there to make sure that because I'm fine, I'm okay. No, you have to do this. You have to take that. We have to go to that appointment. So you'll be the hall monitor, Sharon. You'll make sure that that she's looking after herself, and what a great daughter you are, and I'm sure you'll be there supporting her, even though sometimes I think Mum can be a challenge. Mum's very strong, but you know what? You'll be there to support her, and I think she'll surprise you with her strength. I think that she will do better than what the doctors expect. There is medication. There's definitely medication and a treatment plan, and that as long as that's followed, I think she'll go further in her life more than what people will expect. There is talk of surgery, and she's trying to fob that off. And they are showing me some heart issues, blood pressure, and that's certainly something to be keeping an eye on. Not out of the woods yet, there's still some things that need to be done, and but she's definitely getting the right care, and that's the most important thing. But there's that Lazarus, you feel like she's on her way out, and then she'll rally again, and she'll just keep going, and that's how I feel this roller coaster that you'll be on. But she's stronger than you think, and so I think she'll be around for a bit longer yet, as long as she keeps up with the treatments that they're saying. Okay, thank you so much for your question, Sharon.
Awesome.
What sort of feedback are we getting?
It's already gone an hour.
Have we already gone? Oh my God.
Oh, really good stuff, actually.
Well,
yeah,
tell me.
I just looked up as I clicked on Dika's comment. You can't see the comments. Sharon just said, oh my God, thank you. Nissa said, thank you. Erin has said, yes, she struggles with time management.
Yeah.
Megan said, oh my God, my brother and I have been going through her room.
So I will go back and read through the comments and leave a little comment as I go through, just to say thank you and things. But I'm on my phone, not my laptop tonight, and so I can't read the comments. I'm really sorry, but I will go back and read them. So Dika, thank you. Surgery for X on Tuesday. Will my 11-year-old daughter be okay to take bus after school, or should I make other arrangements? Dika, she'll be fine. Okay, she'll be fine. She's actually stronger and better than you think. In fact, you know what? She'll actually feel empowered that you're actually going to allow her to do this. All right, she's not going to freak out. She's going to be, it's you that's freaking out. Like, stop it. Like, she's going to be okay. Not only is she so well protected that nothing is going to happen to her while she's catching the bus, but it will actually give her a self-esteem boost that she will actually feel like, oh my God, I can now catch the bus by myself, so it will be good for her and good for you too. Because I feel that you sometimes run around with your head like a headless chicken and trying to make sure that you're somewhere. And you know what? That's one less thing that you will need to do to pick her up, because I feel that she's ready to be able to do that. So surgery for X on Tuesday. There's no major complications. I think they'll be fine. You've got enough to worry about. It's lovely that you worry about your ex because, with children, but honestly, the surgery seems okay. So thank you so much for your message, Dika. But stop worrying. It'll be okay.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. We do have a couple more. It depends on how long you want to go for. I'm open.
Happy we'll just keep going. So
awesome. Just a couple more.
Okay.
I occasionally, because I bounce around through the comments, people go, oh my God, I've been, I'm like, well, I'm kind of going to where I'm drawn. It's not personal.
That's right.
I promise.
And none of it is when you have like 50 questions coming up and you're scrolling and then there's more that's scrolling, it's hard to go back to the beginning each time. And honestly, the universe will put in front of Eileen who I'm supposed to answer for. And that's the luck, not luck of the draw. It's just how the universe works. So if your question is not answered tonight by me, and if you want me to answer a question or 10 or 50, however much you can fit in an hour, then book in for a reading and I would love to read for you. And it's certainly something.
That's exactly right.
I said yes, I have 4 cats already. I did say 5 cats. So, you know,
One more coming.
what? No, I said that it won't be 5 cats and living alone. So that makes it funny. That's why they were talking about the cats. So that, thank you. Thanks, Liz. Just wondering if I've done the right thing where my ex-daughter's father is concerned. 2 questions, by the way, but who's counting? Melissa, I want to say my initial message that I'm getting is yes. That and it's always been you trying to be Mrs. Fix-It, and at some stage someone else has to take responsibility for their actions, and you can't keep doing it anymore for them. So good on you for making the decisions that you have, and maybe they'll learn some lessons, maybe they'll change a little. So big yes when it comes to your daughter's father. Will he ever change for the better? He hasn't changed now. Why should the next 5-10 years be any different? Some people have the capacity to change, some people want to change. The things that you've done to protect yourself and your child should have been enough to make him want to change, and yet he hasn't. Or even with all of that, he hasn't. And it's sad that, but you do not have control over that person. You don't have control over their actions. There's a very immature inability to change, and some of that is upbringing. Some of that is ingrained. Some of that is you knew that when you met them, but you think when you're young and that love's going to change everything, and sometimes it can, but in his case it didn't. And I think there will be a time where he will be very regretful of some of the decisions that he's made that are very selfish, and he will try to change, but perhaps when it comes to your daughter it'll be too late, and that's his cross to bear. That's, it's sad for your daughter, but you provide everything for your child. You are mother and father. Don't think that she's missing out. She doesn't need to put up with bullshit to for you to have to allow that kind of behavior. It's okay, and you're not taking her away from him per se, but you are protecting your child. And so the decisions that you've made actually are really positive. And it also shows that your daughter that you don't have to put up with crappy people in your life. So you're showing her that you're strong. You're showing her that you're protecting her. And she will be grateful for that more as she gets older. And she'll make her own mind up when it comes to her father. But that's their journey, not yours. That's something they have to go through. So love your child, love yourself, and enjoy your life together, and don't try and fix his life too, because that's his responsibility. Any more babies for you just to finish off? I feel like there is another child energy there. If they're not through in the next 3 years, then they won't be. So you've got 3 years to get your act together. 3 years to get sorted. But after that 3 years, it's like a cut-off date. They're saying if you really want another baby, then you've got 3 years, and then that opportunity is just not going to be there. So the choice is yours, you know. But that's the cut-off date. Okay. So thank you, Melissa, for your question.
This is the shortest version.
This is actually quite interesting, because I was watching someone else's live the other day, and they were like, "Don't give me any questions on court outcomes," and I'm like, that same thing. It's like, really?
Yes.
What? Because you might be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. So court outcome. Let me just ask. There's definitely court. Like they're showing me. They're all, everyone's sitting in their seats. And it's totally out of your control. You've done as much as you possibly can. Like, don't agonize of, oh my God, have I done everything I'm supposed to do? You know what? It's out of your hands. I do feel a positive outcome, but not as much as you thought, but it's still a win. Okay? So they're saying it's not overwhelmingly, oh my God, that's brilliant. It's, you know what, I'll take that. You know what, that's great, because it's better than the initial fear that you have, of it not being a positive outcome. It's just not going to be pie in the sky, oh my God, that's what I'm expecting. If you are humble, and if you just want to get through this and not lose, then you're a winner. Everything else is cream, and they're showing me cream, so it's not just the basic, but be positive, and it will be okay. You can't do anything more now. I just feel like it's completely out of your hands, so stop worrying about it, but it will be positive. Okay, so there we are.
Do you want one more? Was
Yep.
there
Throw it at me. Oh, there's such a short answer to this. I have to be tactful. I have to be tactful. I can't say that. Look, this man has more hot air than a hot air balloon. Like, oh my goodness! How long do you want this person to string you along, Catherine? Please. There is an underlying level of deceit. Okay? So be really, really careful what you say. Be really, really careful what you do. This person has an underlying motive, because he doesn't like to lose. He doesn't like to have a woman be on top of him. That's part of the family upbringing. And I'd rather show you a lesson. I'd rather teach you a lesson and tear you down, for the sake of being right, for the sake of I told you so. So I would be really, really careful of believing anything different. And I feel like the family is in his ear. I feel like they're the one making it worse, making it harder. Just meddling, you know, and I feel like they've done that anyway, even throughout the whole time. So I would just be extremely careful. My instincts are run in the other direction. You deserve so much better. You deserve a life that doesn't have any part of this. Move on is what they're saying. But I'm trying to be tactful. I'm trying to, and they're like, just run in the other direction is their words. And I'm like, I can't say that, right? But I wouldn't believe anything that comes out of that person's mouth. So I can't be any plainer than that. They're not my words. Okay? I can only pass on the information I get from your guides, your family, and you know that's where my information comes from. So when I say something, it's like just a direct link. So I can only say what it is I'm told. Sometimes when I'm told something, I don't repeat every single word, because sometimes it depends on whether it's a family member that's saying something, or, you know, and I normally don't swear. So, you know, I'm not saying that they're swearing, but in other cases. So, honey, I just want to tell you that you need to be very strong, and I know you're lonely, and I know this wasn't in your plan, but you certainly deserve someone better, and someone definitely is coming, but not right this second, okay? But it will be okay. Anything about the case, you just understand that they're fishing for information. So don't be forthcoming. Keep things close to your chest, and it will be far more favourable for you. So thank you, Catherine. Okay, gee, that 17 minutes went really fast, didn't it?
It did, didn't it? Thank you so much for your time and for your energy and for your amazing gift. I love having you on here so much.
Well, it's such a pleasure being here, and thank you to absolutely every single person that came onto this live and asked a question. I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody, but I'm becoming a bit of a regular on here, I guess. So if you don't catch me this time, I'll be on again, I'm sure. And
please go and check out Danina's page.
Thank you. And good night, everyone. Thank you again, Eileen, for having me this evening. And enjoy your weekend, people, whatever it is that you're doing. And thank you again for listening to me and watching us. And looking forward to the next time. Bye, everyone.
I'm looking forward to it too. We'll have to put that in. Hey guys, tomorrow night I have the beautiful Lisa Kasha coming on from Feel Good Reiki, but she has actually been in study mode learning how to read cards. Now, as an aside, I just sort of may have thrown one of my other supporter group under a bus and asked her to come and share this. So she's provisional, yes. Deacon coming on to launch her reading stuff publicly, so that's super duper cool. Now her page is over at Deeka's Divinations. They will be linked on the page. Hopefully you can come and join us tomorrow night. It's going to be amazing, as usual. Have a good night tonight. I will see you all sometime tomorrow, hopefully. And then tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. we'll be live with at least Lisa, but probably with Deeka as well. All right, have a night. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Danina, so much.
Bye,
we'll see you all next time.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
See you later.